Well, it's been a long journey getting this expedition to move. In this video, we're going to get the engine fired up and we're going to go for a drive. It's looking pretty good, huh? It's almost like new. Of course, it's been rained on, so I got a little bit of show and tell. As you can see, I've got one little addition on here, found at the junkyard. So this video is going to be short and sweet. I'll give you a little show and tell. We're going to fire up the engine for the first time since the rebuild. So we'll give her a little test drive, and then that'll be pretty much it for this video. Got some few more videos coming up. I want to get some stuff. I actually have a few things on the way. Exhaust. We have to get an exhaust hooked up because the cats were removed on this thing, and yeah, we're running a 6-inch straight pipe on this thing right now. It's pretty loud. A lot of noise for not a lot of power compared to the old brown truck over there, but small details. But yeah, okay, just a little bit left to do on this. Actually, it's quite a bit. Are you guys ready? I've done a lot of off-camera stuff on this. The only thing I haven't put in is the O2 sensors, which is on the whatever's left of the exhaust. We'll get to that later. But we're at a point where I think we can fire it. Let's see if it will start. I already cranked it with my Lone Wolf 5000. It cranks, and it sounds way better than it did when I got it. Close enough. I had an issue with the transmission cooler lines. I've got the hose looped. Couldn't find hose clamps for that size. Got reusable zip ties. Thanks, Dad. Helps out. Let's make some noise. Pretty awesome, huh? First fire up after the rebuild. Right now, what I'm doing is finishing up putting the engine bay back together. Finally got my 8-rib harmonic balancer. Because the one I got when I ordered the engine kit, it was a 6 rib. So I got the 8 rib harmonic balancer in. I've got the new belt on. I just fired it up again to make sure everything's all good, and she's just peachy. So we've got charging system is working. So the alternator that was completely covered in shmoo and then got brake cleaned is working fine. I went to the junkyard earlier today, and I found a few F-150s with this radiator cover. This is kind of an important piece to have. I'll show you. I had wiped it down with WD-40 to clean it up. Now it's rained a little bit, so it looks kind of weird. But I got this piece put in. It's kind of important because there's a big void right here, and when you don't have this, your airflow is going to take the path of least resistance, and it's going to go up and over instead of through your AC condenser and your radiator. So I got this back on. This will help with the airflow, and it also makes sure that the radiator's not sucking in hot engine bay air. So we're good there. When I first bought this rig, I had to put an air box in it because it was missing. It was missing the inner piece that goes in the fender. I found that at the junkyard and got that in. I've got an engine beauty cover on the way. It got loud all of a sudden because I started the camera. So the engine cover, beauty cover is on the way. I'm going to be a little happier having that put back in. My goal is just to kind of make this thing look new. It kind of runs like new now. I fired it up for the first time in a couple days after the initial startup, and it fires up first try. Before it was having an issue where it would start and then die instantly, and then it would restart, but it would be very unhappy, shaking and rattling and whatnot. Now it fires up and it doesn't shake. It does what it's supposed to, so I feel relieved about that. I think it's happy that it has its stuff back. Like it's coming around. I'll show you later, but I found a bug guard. My roommate was wanting one, and I found one at the junkyard, and I found a factory original one with the Ford stamping on the left side here. So what I gotta do is I put this on just for aesthetics, to please give me some satisfaction of how this is gonna look when it's all done. I'm gonna pop this thing back off. I've got to get the fan shroud in, the cooling fan, and I got to hook up the lower radiator hose and get the upper hose back and get all that clamped down. So I'm going to be working on that. And then the main premise of this video is the break-in. Now it's not a flat tappet, camshaft based engine, so really all we're going to do is fill it up with water, and then we're going to run it for 30 minutes or so, and then we'll just slowly watch it, make sure it doesn't leak water. That's why I'm starting with water first, and then we'll put antifreeze in after the break-in. I do believe I have to go get oil again, but that can wait. I want to get, I don't know, a few hours, a few minutes, a few hours, I don't know, a little bit on this, and then I'll get oil later. I have another filter. I'd like to get a cheap filter actually, because I have another Motocraft, and that's what's on here now. Anyways, I'll pop this back off, and then I'll do what I said I was going to do, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to run this thing and get her going. Fun fact, the cheap $130 radiator that I bought for this has the incorrect size transmission cooler line connectors. So I just got the lines connected with a loop of hose, and my plan is to actually eliminate that. I'm probably going to put a transmission temp gauge in it and just make sure it's not getting too hot. It does have a pretty big cooler up there, but we may just upgrade that to an even bigger one to accommodate the capacity loss in the radiator. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm done fighting with it. This fan, cooling fan, I cleaned this pretty thoroughly. It's just stained now, It's got some residue on it, but no chunks. This had chunks on it. So going back to the whole cooling deal on this, fan shroud's important, which we have, and that radiator cover is very important because that covers 2 parts of the cooling system. It keeps airflow going into the condenser and the radiator, but there's a second part that covers up a gap between the AC condenser and the radiator. So if those aren't covered up, you're going to have a lot of thermal transfer loss, a lot of airflow loss through the radiator. So with that back in there, we should be back to factory specifications. I'm going to dangle this in while holding the fan shroud and then yelling at everything. And get that in there, and we're good to go. Cooling system's done. I got the radiator back in with the brand new radiator hoses. The new one comes with a new factory plastic shrink fit deal. I couldn't figure that out. Nothing was coming apart, so I burned off the plastic bit and I put a regular hose clamp on it. But I'm getting to a point where Daddy needs to go down for a nap. I'm starting to lose my mind here. I wonder, can we put the fan shroud in and then put the fan in? I'm going to try that. Well... It's a standard thread, and the water pump rotates the other way. So the water pump is constantly tightening against the cooling fan. So we're going to give it a snug until the belt slips or the engine rotates, and then that's good.
Logrará que yo te deje de amar, una envidia vencerá, soy un gigante en verdad, por ti, por ti, por ti. El paso del gigante.
I know, it's like...
Gigante
ready.